What is going on, boys? Today I am breaking down testosterone in a full guide so you guys know what the fuck it is, how it works, and you're not fucking confused about it anymore. But got a little vial right here, but this is the saving grace, the king of all compounds. It's awesome. I love it. So let's get into it. So testosterone is either completely demonized or it's completely abused. Most guys online don't even know how the fuck to break it down, so I'm here to make it super fucking simple for you. I'm going to say how it is, how it's used in bodybuilding, what TRT is versus cycles, how fast it actually works, the benefits, and the side effects that either people lie about or they just don't understand. Testosterone is obviously not a foreign drug. It is a hormone your body already makes. It controls muscle growth, strength, libido, confidence, recovery, mood, basically how you feel as a man day to day. When people say steroids, what they're usually talking about is exogenous testosterone. Testosterone coming from outside of the body. And here's something that most people don't realize. Every anabolic steroid you have ever heard is either derived from testosterone or mimics how testosterone works. That is why it is king, the goat of all goats. So testosterone isn't the problem. Misuse and ignorance are. In bodybuilding, testosterone is the foundation. And not because it's flashy, but because it fucking works. It increases protein synthesis, nitrogen retention, red blood cell count, and recovery. More importantly, it creates the environment for muscle growth. This is why you'll hear most experienced guys saying, test is king, baby. And it's true. If you can't grow on test without food, training, and sleep, then adding more compounds isn't going to save you. You're wasting your fucking time. So, can't help you there. But let's keep it rolling, baby. So this is where the internet absolutely has no idea what they are talking about when it comes to testosterone. TRT. Let's talk about it. Very, very popular. Testosterone replacement therapy. This is about restoring your natural, normal level. Not natural, I should say. It's about restoring your normal levels of testosterone. And if you are not aware, we are in a freaking pandemic of low testosterone. The average male right now that's 20 years old, but in their 20s, has a lower testosterone level than their grandfather in their 70s back then. Isn't that freaking crazy? This is a fucking epidemic, man. But anyway. So we're just talking about restoring normal levels, right? Not bodybuilding levels. The goal is to feel better, energy, libido, mood, body composition, and quality of life. For men with legitimately low testosterone, TRT can be life-changing. That's actually how I started. It has changed my life significantly. It's helped me so much. I cannot express enough how much I love testosterone and how much it's helped me. So a cycle is going to be different, right? We're doing super physiological dosing. I've also run that. This is above what your body would ever produce naturally. The goal here is muscle strength performance, right? Same compound, very different intent, very different responsibility. So anything above a TRT dose, meaning 150 to 200 is a TRT dose. So anything above that, that's when we start increasing that. It's going to be a lot more, and now we're in a cycle. I'm not here to hand you out a cycle plan, but let's just talk reality. TRT doses, like we said, are meant to replace what your body is not making. Cycle doses are intentionally higher, but higher doesn't automatically mean better. This is where most guys screw themselves, right? They think more testosterone means more muscle, and they end up inflamed, bloated, estrogen is heavy, and then they're wondering why they don't look like they lift. They look like a fucking bloated water buffalo. Recovery, food, sleep, and blood work are aligned, period. Now let's get into what you can expect, like lengthwise. So testosterone is not instant gratification. So let's just go into it. Week 1 and week 2, you'll notice like mood, confidence, libido, pumps. Week 3 through 5, strength is gonna definitely start climbing. Recovery is gonna improve. Weeks 6 through 12, that's when some real tissue changes happen. If you are doing everything else right, diet and training are key. If someone tells you testosterone works for overnight, they are lying and they are selling you some fucking bullshit. Don't believe these motherfuckers, man. People be lying all the time, bro. All right, let's get into some benefits. When test is used correctly, right? So when testosterone is used correctly, benefits can include we have more muscle, we have more strength, we have better recovery, We have improved bone density, better confidence and drive, higher quality of life. These are all things that I've experienced. I don't know about the bone density. I haven't done any freaking bone tests or anything like that. But I can tell you for a fact, my drive, my confidence, my quality of life, my muscle tone and strength, it's unmatched. I'm telling y'all, like, it is legit. My life has changed. For guys who are low, right, TRT isn't about ego. It's about functioning like a man again. And too many men are feminine nowadays. Let's just be honest, bro. You feel me? And I think it's just because of the low T epidemic. And for bodybuilding, testosterone is often the best risk to reward compound when it comes to being managed properly. So testosterone doesn't ruin people, right? Poor management does. So let's get into some side effects, because it's important to get into this shit, because some people just don't realize that just because it's testosterone doesn't mean you're not going to have any side effects. So let's just get into it. And don't mind me, I'm just looking at my list here. I wrote down a couple notes. So, potential issues, right? We're going to have estrogen imbalance. We're going to have elevated hematocrit, lipid changes, blood pressure issues, and fertility suppression, and poor sleep if recovery is ignored. So, estrogen imbalance can happen because obviously when testosterone does aromatize, which can convert into estrogen. So that can happen, right? Elevated hematocrit, that means your blood is getting thicker. The more testosterone, that can happen to everybody. And typically what somebody will do to avoid this is, you obviously want to be staying hydrated. You can always do blood dumps as well. So these are just a couple things. All of this stuff is manageable though. So most of these are very manageable. Blood work is key when you're running this. Even though you're not on a bunch of other compounds, blood work is going to be key to helping you learn how you can control all of this. This is what keeps people healthy. Testosterone isn't magic. It's not poison though either. It's a tool. And tools only work when the person using them knows what they're doing. If you want more content, breaking this down the right way, TRT, cycles, blood work, recovery, subscribe, drop a comment, educate yourself, and always run your blood work. All right. Respect the compound, respect your health, and stop taking advice from these motherfucking clowns. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hope you guys learned a little bit about testosterone.